Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today you join me on a very hot and humid 90-degree day here in the Midwest where corn sweat is starting to become a factor in adding humidity into the environment. Seriously, look that up if you've never heard of it. But anyways, today we have my very first minivan or multi-purpose vehicle, as Kia likes to call it, the 2025 Kia Carnival SX Prestige with the new hybrid powertrain. And I was actually in attendance at the 2024 Chicago Auto Show where this powertrain was debuted and revealed along with the new refresh that occurred for 2025. I've lived with this vehicle for 6 days now, just under 200 miles total. And I have to say, as somebody who's a mid-20-year-old male who is definitely not in the market or even considering a minivan for my personal lifestyle, this vehicle is still very impressive and has a lot to offer. I've told a handful of people I've been driving this vehicle this week, and they know at least one or two people in their friends or family who own a Kia Carnival, and they say they absolutely love it. And I have to say, I totally understand why after spending 6 days with this vehicle. So anyways, in today's video, I want to go over everything I've liked and disliked here with the 2025 Kia Carnival in its fully loaded trim level without the VIP lounge package, unfortunately, and discuss a little bit more about that hybrid powertrain, which ultimately is very familiar to the Hyundai Kia family of vehicles, but is all new for this model year here underneath the hood of the Kia Carnival. So without further ado, let's not waste time and get right into it. So as usual, starting on my list of likes, the first one has to do with the styling. I think Kia did a great job with the Kia Carnival, even in its pre-refresh form, minimizing the amount of minivan style or appearance that this vehicle had. And for 2025, this gets the revised front fascia that a lot of their new models have going forward, with the very bold and upfront amber LED daytime running lights and turn signals. This one has the upgraded LED projector headlights. You have the dark midnight appearance package as standard on the SX Prestige, which gives you the black badges, the gloss black wheels. You have some gloss black trim along the side of the vehicle. And just as a whole, if you're looking for a vehicle that minimizes the amount of minivan styling because you're either that cool of a dad, that cool of a mom, the Kia Carnival is definitely going to be one of the vehicles you want to look at because it has all the space, all the features, and all the amenities that one would ask for on the inside, but doesn't necessarily just scream that I drive a minivan. Now, my second like has to do with the overall feature set that the Kia Carnival offers, specifically in its SX Prestige with the available lounge package and rear seat entertainment packages, which unfortunately this particular van is missing. So Kia in its fully loaded forms gives you things like color heads-up display, Bose premium audio system. You get, of course, the full driver assistance suite with Highway Drive Assist 2, adaptive cruise control, lane fall assist, rain sense wipers, adaptive automatic headlights. You get wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay on the dual 12.3-inch screens. And then out back, if you do choose to option that no-cost lounge package for the second row vehicle, it gives you captain chairs, heated and ventilated seats. You get side laminated side glass, wing out headrests, and a few additional amenities for second row occupants, but you do ultimately lose the 8-passenger seating capability of this vehicle. And then they do offer a $2,500 rear seat entertainment package with dual 14.6-inch monitors that are over-the-air software update capable, and certainly going to be something you want to consider if you have kiddos or young children that you do a lot of traveling with or anything like that. But I think as a whole, this vehicle has a lot of competitive and class exclusive features in some capacity where you won't find that on the competition. And just the basic features of minivans or multi-purpose vehicles that have sliding second row seats that you can travel this far. I mean, that is a lot of travel in the seats. Gives second and third row flexibility in whether or not you need more room for cargo, passengers, whatnot, the whole 9 yards. This vehicle is, very capable not only in its technological features, its comfort and convenience features, but even the power sliding doors, which have the smart entry exit assist feature. So if you walk up with a locked vehicle, approach from the side, that door can automatically open if it senses the proximity key fob on your person, just like that of the smart tailgate, which of course, as we know, Hyundai and Kia have been using for the last several years. So if you're looking for a feature-packed vehicle, the SX Prestige with some of those optional packages is certainly going to be one you're going to take a look at, but ultimately that does come at a fairly high price tag in the mid to upper $50,000 range. So moving to my third like, that is going to be the second row power sunroof that the Kia Carnival has available depending on the trim level. So yes, that's right, it's not only a fixed glass roof that will let additional light for the second and third row passengers, but it actually opens and retracts fully just like that of the first row sunroof. This is not something I've seen on any other minivan or vehicle in general for that matter, and you can see it does open quite far and lets in a lot of additional light. Even has a little bit of an air deflector just like the first row. So very cool feature. You do have controls in the first row to slide and open it as well. The only downfall of this sunroof is it does not have a power shade, so you do have to manually close that, which kids might start to mess with back here, which ultimately I understand why that might become a little bit of a headache, but I think it's a cool feature and again, one you're not gonna find on many other vehicles out there. So moving on to my fourth like, that is gonna be the smart side door functionality, just like that of the smart tailgate. So essentially this works exactly the same as the smart power liftgate, in that if you have the feature enabled, walk up to a locked vehicle with the proximity key on you, it will beep for a few seconds and then automatically open the side that you're standing on to allow you hands-free access inside of the vehicle. I think this is a great standout feature in the minivan space if you have carrying children around, carrying all the other stuff for regards to pets, anything like that. I think it's just a great feature which you can enable and disable on the infotainment system to customize the vehicle to fit your needs better. But I've actually used it, once or twice, just, walking up to the vehicle, standing here. I think it's just a cool little nifty feature. And if the proximity entry sensors are already on the vehicle anyway, why not enable a feature such as that? So really cool feature. Don't know any other makes that currently have that functionality. Unfortunately, no walk-away auto lock on this vehicle, which would be another great feature to add. But nonetheless, the smart power liftgate and the smart side door features are very cool and easy to use. Now, speaking of this smart power liftgate, Kia has enabled a feature that I have yet to see on any other Hyundai Kia Genesis product, and that is the automatic close functionality for this liftgate. So essentially, if you have the proximity key on you, you have the function enabled on the infotainment system, you could essentially have the hatch automatically close once you walk away after just a couple seconds. So if you have the feature on and the criteria is met, you'll hear a little slight beeping noise go on from the back of the vehicle when you're mingling around, doing anything with the cargo area, folding the third row seats down. It will just automatically give you that tone to make sure that you're aware that the feature is waiting for you to leave, close the liftgate, and you don't have to do anything as far as touching it. It's all done hands-free. Now, my next two likes actually have to do with the steering wheel, believe it or not. Now, the van I'm currently in is equipped with the navy and mist gray two-tone leather interior, and I totally understand if somebody might not want to purchase this lighter color interior if they have children, pets, or just ultimately think that they might not be able to maintain or keep it clean over time. But if you do choose this interior, the good news is you get a navy leather wrap steering wheel, which differs from that of Hyundai's navy interiors, for example, which typically get the lighter beige or gray steering wheel, which might show oils, just dirt a little bit easier than this dark leather steering wheel. So I applaud Kia for putting the navy steering wheel on this vehicle to match the upper dash and the door panels versus this lighter beige or gray that like Hyundai does, for example. Now, my second like in regards to the steering wheel specifically is the fact that the audio multimedia controls are located on the left side and haven't moved over to the right side like some other products from Hyundai and Kia, for example. So you have your driver assist, highway driver assist 2, adaptive cruise, lane tracing, or excuse me, the lane follow assist on the right, and on the left you have the audio multimedia with the volume rocker, the skip seek, and all the usual stuff over there. Now, this is the traditional layout that Kia has used for a number of years prior to basically its latest generation vehicles, where they've started to flip-flop, and just like that of Hyundai, and it really bothers me putting the audio multimedia on the right. Now, I've gotten a little bit more used to it as time gone on, and more vehicles have it this way, but my personal vehicle has it on the left side. I prefer it on the left side because if I'm driving down the road on the interstate, my hand's typically like this. I got my left hand rested on the steering wheel, maybe doing this kind of action with my elbow on the armrest, something along those lines. And I just prefer to skip the songs and adjust all the audio multimedia on the left side. Now, yes, it does still have the problem with Android Auto. For example, I got the song playing. If you hit up on the seek track, it will go ahead and replay the song you're on, and you have to hit down to actually go to the next one, which is opposite of my, again, personal vehicle. I wish it was flip-flopped, but I can deal with that. I can, adapt to that. I just like how the audio multimedia is on the left side and driver assist stuff is on the right. Now, moving on to my last like with the Kia Carnival, that actually has to do with the seat comfort here on the driver's seat, but I'm sure the second and third rows are pretty comfortable themselves. So specifically because I have spinal fusion, the majority of my back is fused. I got rods there. Headrests typically give me issues if you've seen any of my other videos. Some are better than others, and I have to say the Kia Carnival is near the top in terms of comfort because the headrest does not interfere with my comfort whatsoever. So this is a standard leather equipped seat. It has all of your normal power adjustments, including 4-way power lumbar on the driver's side. You have some lesser adjustments on the passenger side, but I can get perfectly comfortable with my seating position in regards to the pedal location. The steering wheel comes out plenty far in terms of its telescopic feature, and I just have to say this has to be one of the more comfortable vehicles I've gotten in terms of seat comfort for my specific body criteria in the last several months. So just got out of the Hyundai Ioniq 9, for example, and if you've seen my content on that with the Ergo Motion driver seat, I still think that vehicle or seat is programmed incorrectly, but that headrest gave me so many issues. The seat itself was firm. This has a great shape to it, has decent bolstering. It's not intrusive. It's fairly wide. It's fairly spacious. Knee room's all very good. And I just think the whole positioning is really, really good. And I think is more of a highlight to compared to a lot of other vehicles I've tested. So that's gonna do it here for all my dedicated likes with the Kia Carnival. Now let's get into just a couple things that I've noticed over the last 6 days that I didn't love so much and or had issues with. Now moving on to my first dislike, this is actually in regards to the way Kia does the HVAC and infotainment shortcut controls, integrating both controls using the same set of dials and touchscreen buttons here just below the AC vents. So I do have to give Kia a little bit of kudos in the way they've gone ahead and implemented both the radio infotainment and the HVAC controls all into this one hardware component right here. But I've had a number of issues over my last week, just outside of the functionality or the usability issues that I've come across that really make me not like this system in its entirety. So the thing I don't like about it, just in terms of its functionality, is for one, if you want to adjust the volume and say you're on the HVAC, you have to go ahead and press this button right here, and it will take you back and switch the entire layout and graphics for volume on this side, tune on that side, and then the regular shortcuts in the middle. So if you want to adjust the automatic climate control for the fan speed or the maximum fan speed, this will automatically take you back into HVAC, and then to get back to radio, you have to go ahead and hit that one more time just to adjust the dang volume. Now, as I mentioned in my driving review video, if the automatic fan speed would not automatically take you out of the infotainment and simply allow you to adjust the maximum fan speed, I think the implementation would work a lot better. Now, two other issues I've had with this system is earlier today while driving, I started the vehicle up, started driving right away, nothing out of the ordinary, but I had the automatic climate control set on a certain temperature, and I had it set on the maximum high fan speed, and it even indicated high fan speed right there, which would normally be like 6, 7, or 8 on the fan speed level, and yet it was blowing really, really low. I think it was on level 1, believe it or not, and for whatever reason, adjusting these controls would not take it out of the low fan speed, despite it indicating that it was blowing on high. I'm not sure what glitch happened there, but nonetheless, it did glitch out. I had to go through, basically shut climate control off entirely, turn it back on, and then it did fix itself and ultimately started blowing on high, just like it should have been the entire time. Now, my second glitch I had with this system was actually just about 45 minutes ago or something. Started the vehicle up once again. Everything was normal. It started blowing on high, which it should have because it's a 90-degree day outside. It's set to 66 or 68 degrees just to get the cabin cooled down. I put the vehicle into reverse. The fan speed dropped to level 1 like the radio or all the audio usually does if it's needing to lower its volume for a phone call, or some cars lower audio in reverse anyways. That is a user selectable setting. But I did that, and I don't recall that being a feature in the infotainment system, is dropping the fan speed all the way down to level 1 just when you select the reverse gear. So between those two hiccups or glitches and the usability of the system, I think that is one of my biggest dislikes about the Kia Carnival, and unfortunately this is something you do have to use on a daily basis. Now, my second dislike is one that I technically already mentioned a little bit earlier, but that's in regards to the dual power sunroof, specifically the second row sunroof, and that there is no power shade located on that particular sunroof. So you can open and close it all the way from the front. So you can see it's opening right now. Go ahead and close it, but you can see it just remains open. It's just a standard sunroof with a manual sunshade, and you have to actually climb back there in the second row seats just to close that shade. Now, if I'm using that feature, I wouldn't mind having the second row sunroof open if it's a nice day and I'm the only one in here. Heck, throw them both open, get more airflow moving around. But you have to climb back in there to shut it, and if the sun's beating down on a 90-degree day, which it is right now, I got to go back there and shut that thing because I don't want it heating up the cabin even more than the sun already does. Now, moving on to my third dislike, that actually has to do with the hybrid powertrain that this vehicle is equipped with, more specifically its overall general refinement. And I really went back and forth as to whether or not I wanted to put this on the dislikes list, because this is a little bit less refined than I felt in other vehicles with the exact same or very similar hybrid powertrains from both Hyundai and Kia. So it's the 1.6 liter turbocharged four-cylinder paired to roughly a 72 horsepower single electric motor, which can operate the vehicle on only electricity and the high voltage battery pack, even at speeds upwards of 80 miles an hour, which I actually have a clip of me doing about 75, 76 down a very minor decline on the interstate, and this thing's going EV only and just cruising along happy as can be. But specifically the EV or the hybrid refinement becomes an issue when you're really trying to hustle this thing in quicker scenarios. So say you need to really get off the line from a stop sign, give it a lot of throttle. Between the 1.6 liter having a little bit of turbo lag and the fact that the electric motor isn't all that powerful to get this thing up to speed, it just, the conjunction and operation between things, it can get a little bit messy. You can ultimately end up either spinning the tires, it becomes more throttle than you actually intended, despite at first needing all that throttle. It's just a little bit delayed, and it's laggy, if you will, in its performance at times. Now, if you're being more leisurely with it here, not necessarily weaving in and out of traffic, just driving it like the average person would, then it's actually very nice. I had no issues out on the interstate, around town, it's been fine. It's just in those situations where you try to rush it or need a little bit of additional power where it gets a little messy and clunky. And there has been times with the regenerative braking, which it does have 3 adjustable modes, in that the regen seems a little bit inconsistent from the brake pedal, where before it'll actually blend in the mechanical brakes. So both on the acceleration and deceleration side, at times it's been a little messy, and I think a little bit less refined than that of some other vehicles I've tested, again, with very similar powertrains. And I think my last dislike is going to be the fact that neither the V6 or the hybrid is offered with all-wheel drive. Now, I'm an advocate that you don't need all-wheel drive. If you put the right tires on the vehicle, drive the vehicle appropriately for said conditions, front-wheel drive does just fine. But given the fact that there is competition in this segment that features all-wheel drive, this is a vehicle that people use year-round to haul people, cargo, whatever they may need to do, and be their sole vehicle at that, it would be nice to have all-wheel drive available, at least with one of the 2 powertrains. Outside of that, I think that is going to do it here for my dedicated likes and dislikes with the 2025 Kia Carnival SX Prestige without any of the available second row option packages. So I want to give a huge thanks to Kia for sending this vehicle out for me to test and review, and being the very first multi-passenger or multi-purpose vehicle, aka minivan, to review here on the channel. Like I said, I'm not necessarily the target demographic, a mid-20-year-old male, single, no kids, but hey, there's people in my age range that are ultimately looking at buying this vehicle, and I think it's a very solid value. Maybe not so much so on the fully loaded side of things. I think it's competitively priced for what you're getting, but if you keep it in the mid to upper near $50,000 price range with the EX or the standard SX with its available option packages, I think it's offers everything that one would want and ultimately need for this price point, both in 7 or 8 passenger configurations, and either with or without the hybrid. I've never driven the V6, but the hybrid, I think, returns decent fuel economy. Now, I will say I have not seen the advertised fuel economy numbers of 33 combined, but I have seen 31 to 31.5 mpg out on the interstate over just under 100 miles. And I really don't think that is all that bad or anything to shy away from. which is a very positive thing for the Kia Carnival, in the fact that, you know, if you're looking at this vehicle and it on paper it gets a little bit better fuel economy than that of the 3.8 liter V6, then that's probably the one you should go for. But near 30 mpg in all conditions, whether you're using it around town or out on the interstate, really isn't all that bad or anything to shy away from, and might be worth considering over the standard V6. But I think the V6 is a very popular vehicle from some of the friends and family that I know that either own the vehicle, have in the past, or currently do and really love it. So I'm not sure you can actually go wrong in your decision buying one powertrain over the other. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Do you own the Kia Carnival? How have your ownership experience been? Do you like it? What do you not like about it? Leave all that down below. It certainly helps out anybody that is considering purchasing one of these vehicles for themselves. And check out some of the other videos I have on this particular vehicle and Kia vehicles in general, as I have started recently getting their press cars and really have come away quite impressed. Styling might not be for everybody. I think the Carnival actually looks really good, but some of the other products might be a little bit more bold than people are looking for. But feature-wise and amenity-wise and drivability-wise, it's all pretty darn good stuff. So let me know your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate continued support and hope to see you guys in the next one.